Everyone, and welcome to our Caloundra Regional Gallery. Hope you have a lovely afternoon. I'm Leslie Muir, for the ones that don't know. I am the actual president of the Friends of the Gallery, and myself and my 7 other committee members were very, very proud of what we ended up with here in the gallery for our first exhibition. Just let me tell you a little bit about what we did and why we did it. We decided that there's a lot of very good artists on the Sunshine Coast, and a lot of them don't get a chance to hang in the gallery because of the cost, and also probably never in a regional gallery, which is owned by the council, as you probably know. So we decided we'd put on an exhibition and make it solely for Sunshine Coast artists. So every artist that you see whose works here lives on the Sunshine Coast, and we also asked them to depict the Sunshine Coast, how they see the Sunshine Coast and where we live. I'll put a little bit of sales talk in now. Everything's for sale. So please, if you're interested, helping the local artists, that'd be great. Also, you as people who've come in to have a look, our guests, can vote for a People's Choice Award. Over the years I've done quite a few art exhibitions, and we usually find that the People's Choice Award is not always what the judge picks. 99 times out of 100. So please, there's little forms over near the bird, over, someone's over there pointing, no one can see, but there's forms to fill in. Please fill them in and put them in the white long cylinder box that's beside. That will also promote another artist with a $250 prize that we're giving. After we decided that we'd do this, poor Ken, who I've known for quite a few years, he was unfortunately sitting beside me at a function, so he was fair game. I said, do you think you could sponsor for me? Which he said, look, I can't see any reason why not, but I'll talk to Colin about it. And came back and said yes, they would. And then after further discussion, they decided that they'd do a memorial of an E.B. Fox Centenary Award because of the 100 years. But that's going to be Ken's story. He'll tell you all about that. So we appreciate, and I'm sure all you people do too, the fact that Fox Mildwaters, meaning Ken, Colin and Brian, came on board to help us, and also which is making help us make this the success that it's obviously going to be. We've only been open since we had a function on Wednesday night, and we've only been open since then, and we've had a few hundred people, extra people through the door already because of the interest being local. Now I'd like to introduce you to Ken. I'm sure most of you know Ken. Probably, if you're not related to him, you're probably a client and have done some paperwork that's cost you money with him. Okay, Ken, it's over to you now. You can tell them the story.
Thank you, Leslie. Unaccustomed as I am to standing in front of an audience, I would like to welcome you all today. When Leslie first raised the thought of a art prize, we thought it would be a lovely fitting way of commemorating my grandfather's heritage and the 100 years that our firm has been in existence. In 1890, my great-grandfather, Charles Bennett Fox, commenced practice in Brisbane, and the firm that he started after a number of name changes is still going today after 124 years. So my grandfather, Eric Bennett Fox, who was affectionately known as EB, moved to Nambour in 1913 and commenced practice. He was joined by his son, my uncle Morris, and then after the war by my father, Gordon. My uncle Morris, who'd spent some time in Changi, left in the early 50s and joined the clergy. And we were then joined by Sam Welsh, J.D. Wilson, Les Thompson, David Friend and Tom Wood. The office at that stage had branches in Caloundra, Noosa, Maroochydore and Mooloolaba. And every day, suitcases full of files, trust account ledgers were motored back to Nambour and back to the branch offices. So in an age before computers, it became a bit cumbersome. So the partners separated all the offices and my father and I took over the Caloundra office. We were later joined by my brother Brian, and just before my father retired, Colin Mildwaters. Brian and I would have to say, when Colin joined the office, it was like having another family member, and our partnership has been very harmonious and a wonderful partnership. So we thank Colin for joining us. Over the years, a massive team of people have worked in our offices, and without them we would not have survived. We do thank all those workers. I don't like to talk to them as staff, as employees, because we always thought of them as family. But without them, we would not have achieved what we have. And we certainly wouldn't have without the wonderful support of wonderful clients. Most solicitors say they have awful clients, but we've only ever had nice clients. And we appreciate the support that they have given us over the years. Talking about staff, today we have a guest, and I'm not singling people out, but I would like to mention my mother Stella, who's here today. She's probably our oldest employee. My father was a pilot during the war, met my mother in England, and they got married. She came out as a war bride, and she worked in the office until I came along. She then ceased work. She didn't have to because I was a model child, but she decided to give up work. So, why an art prize? I remember going down to my grandparents, Evie Fox's beach house on Alexandra Headland as a child, and sleeping in a little room off the veranda. And in the light of night, I would look up at the wall, and there was a little painting on the wall, watercolour, of Alexandra Headland's beach, painted by Frank Waldo Potts in the 1920s. And the picture is actually round the corner there. And as a child, in those days, you could actually hear the waves rolling in. And I would look up at this painting in the half light, and it looked like, to me, the waves were rolling in. So it was probably my first experience with art. So when Leslie came up, we thought, what a lovely idea to commemorate that. There are some home movies around the corner, and they only run about 20 minutes. So if there's a massive queue watching them, move on, because they keep on rolling on. So I would like to thank Leslie and all her team for what they've done in putting the exhibition together, and also for the function today. Thank you, Leslie, and your team. It was wonderful. And a big thank you to the gallery staff and the people here for supporting Leslie and putting it all together. Thank you. I think I've done it all. Thank you for coming, and we appreciate it. Thank you.